Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we're going to be talking about The Brutalist. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. Okay, let's look at our cast here. Who we got? Just Adrian. I'm pretty sure there are more people besides him in this movie. I know Guy Pearce is in this movie, but only Adrian Brody exists here, according to the numbers. So I guess we'll talk about him. So Adrian Brody, he's been around for a while. He was super prolific in like the early 2000s, mainly because of The Pianist, which won him the Best Actor Oscar. So I mean, it's good for him. And I know this movie has like a good reputation, but I can't in good conscience watch it because the director, Mr. Roman Polanski, is well, I'm just being blunt. He's a statutory rapist. So yeah, that's a no go for me. That's a hard pass. Maybe when the dude's dead, I'll watch it. But until that happens, yeah, I can't watch this movie. So sorry, Adrian. But yeah, I can't do it. But besides The Pianist, he was in The Village, which was a super divisive movie back in the day. Got some flack. It's received better now, but back then, yeah, people just did not like it. It didn't help it had like misleading marketing. And then King Kong from '05. That movie got some flack for reasons I never really understood. Like if you look at Rotten Tomatoes, look at its audience score, it's like at 52%. I'm just like, what? It was so weird. It doesn't make any sense at all because I thought the movie was quite good. And it was a hit at the box office. Granted, expectations were super high because this was Peter Jackson, who was coming off of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, so obviously expectations were going to be sky high. Didn't quite hit those expectations, but it still made money at the end of the day. Not to mention, this movie, gave us a kick-ass video game, uh, which had all the actors in there, including Adrian Brody, all reprising their roles. And after playing that game the whole way through, that game fucking slaps. That is a game you gotta play at some point. It is really fucking good. So highly recommend it. But we're not here to talk about games. We're talking about movies. But yeah, there's King Kong. Then after that, just a whole lot of nothing really. His career kind of stalled after that. Splice. I just watched Splice not too long ago. I wanted to see it for so long because I remember watching a review of it and the movie looked fucking insane. I was like, I gotta watch this movie on my own at some point. So I did. And yeah, that this movie is it's messed up. It's messed up to say the least. It is kind of sick in the head. And I kind of respect it for that. But at the same time, I don't know if it's a movie I want to experience ever again. So yeah. And there's Predators, which did like okay-ish. It's Midnight in Paris, but that's more of an ensemble movie, as is Grand Budapest Hotel. And then there's French Dispatch, also ensemble flick. Asteroid City. Yeah, Adrian Brody's been several Wes Anderson movies, and now here he is in The Brutalist, where he's very much the main face of it. And he's getting a lot of awards talk again. I mean, he was just nominated for the Best Actor Oscar again because of this movie. So I'd say Adrian Brody, his presence, I would label that as a pro. But who else do we got in this cast? Since the numbers just refuses to tell me, just leaving me in the dark. uh, okay, the main two I see. There's Felicity Jones. What has she been in? I don't remember. So I gotta look her up. Felicity. She was probably in some blockbuster movies that I can't. Was she in Amazing Spider-Man 2? I think she was. As a cameo, she was supposed to be Black Cat. I think. I'm about to find out. Yes, I was right. She's supposed to be Felicia Hardy in that movie. So, yeah. Besides Amazing Spider-Man 2, there's Theory of Everything, which was a hit, a big awards movie. That was mainly because of Eddie Redmayne. Inferno, which no one gave a damn about. Oh, she was the main. She was the main actress in Rogue One, which was a $1 billion flick. But after that, not a whole lot. At least in theaters, you might have done some stuff on streaming, but yeah, can't really comment on her drawing ability very much. And now we gotta look up Guy Pearce, who has gotten awards talk as well. Guy Pearce. Trying to like, ugh. So just go back, do it again like this. I don't know why I have to go through these hoops just to find this information. It's really annoying. And go. Such an interesting name, just Guy. It's just I'm just getting flashbacks of like Free Guy because of that. Yeah, Guy Pearce. He's been around for a while, quite a long while. Memento. This was like an early Christopher Nolan movie. This was like before Batman, Inception, Interstellar, Dunkirk, Tenet, uh, shoot, Oppenheimer. This is before all that, the early days. And apparently, like, I think there was like some story where like he was talking about it, and apparently some executives were just like, "Yeah, no, you're not going to be any more Nolan movies afterwards." I think that's what he said, but yeah. So we got LA Confidential. See, there's Rules of Engagement. There's Memento, The Count of Monte Cristo, Time Machine. I guess not a whole lot after that. Who remembers Bedtime Stories like that? That movie was such a nothing movie. The advertising was a lie, made it look way more exciting than it really was. Yeah, that's a movie that deserves to be forgotten. Hurt Locker, I know that was a big awards movie, as was the King's Speech. Iron Man 3, where he was like was seemingly like a different guy, but then the end, in like a shitty plot twist, he's like, "I was the Mandarin all along," and then he got killed by Pepper. It was a dumb twist that nobody liked. What else we got? He was in Prometheus, Alien Covenant. I don't remember that at all. Now I remember that one bit. The not a whole lot out, not a whole lot after that, but he has gotten a lot of talk, and he's actually well, actually, the main three actors, Brody, Felicity Jones, and Guy Pearce, they all been nominated for Oscars like yesterday for like Best Actor, Best Supporting Actress, and Best Supporting Actor. So yeah, I'd say all of them. I guess I'll label them as pros. The big pro for this movie is that this is a big old awards movie. It's been that way for months at this point. I mean, just yesterday it got nominated for 10 Oscars. So it's tied with Wicked for like the second most amount of nominations this year. I mean, number one was Emilia Perez, but that's a Netflix movie. We don't need to talk about that. And most people really don't agree with that getting so many nominations because I've heard people talk a lot of shit about Emilia Perez. I've never seen it, so I can't comment on its quality. But yeah, but Brutalist, it's been getting all the awards talk over the last few months. And these 10 Oscar nominations are only going to help it at the box office. It's going to give it that awards bump. It's going to make more people interested in it. So, yeah, I say all the awards attention this is getting, all the Oscar nominations it just got, I will label that as a pro. Absolute pro. Another pro is that its limited run has gone really well. Unlike Better Man, this movie actually got some attention during its limited release because its first weekend had a 66K per theater average, then 30K, then 30K, then 20K, and then like it expanded over 300 theaters, entered the top 10, and now it's made like about 6 million, which considering the budget for this movie is only like 6 million, is pretty good. And obviously with awards attention and its reviews and everything, that numbers are only gonna go up. I'm not gonna say it's gonna do amazing, but you know I would say it's a limited run. Like, this is what you want to see happen with like an awards movie or a potential awards movie. You gotta have a strong start and limited release, because when you do that, you gain momentum, and then you expand slowly after that. You gain more momentum, more people start to discover it and talk about it. And then once it hits a wide release, it reaches its crescendo, and then it like explodes. And that's happened more than once. I mean, it happened with American Sniper, it happened with The Revenant, it happened with 1917, happened with Hidden Figures, just to name a few. So, yeah. Yeah, I say its limited run has been very much a success, so I will label that as a pro. Another pro is that reviews for this movie are quite good. Has a 93% critic score, 83% audience score. There's no cinema score because there's not enough theaters to get a cinema score. But so reviews, word of mouth, really good, rock solid. Definitely the type of reviews you want to get if you want to get some awards. So I'll label that as a pro. And also, just the fact that this is from A24. I've talked about A24 many times. They basically release all the movies that, that I guess big studios would be like, I don't know. But A24 looks at them and sees the opportunity. And they've had, quite a lot of success in the last few years. I mean, with Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then last year was Civil War, and other movies like Uncut Gems and Lady Bird, Hereditary, Talk to Me, Iron Claw, Moonlight, Ex Machina, Midsommar, The Witch, Heretic, Baby Girl, recently. So yeah, they have a wide range of genres, from horror movies to awards centric movies, and Brutalist is very much award centric, so it's definitely in their wheelhouse. So yeah, so having the A24 name attached to this, I will label that as a pro as well. I think that's really it for pros. I think I've covered like all the main points. Okay, cons. This movie, its runtime, it is 215 minutes. That is 3 hours, 35 minutes. Now, I know this movie, the way it's set up is that it's split between, I think, like 100 minutes for like the first half, 100 minutes for the second half, and there's like a 15-minute intermission in between the two halves. Which, I mean, considering how long this movie is, I mean, I say that's good. It's better than just, you give people like a chance to like have a break. But still, that three people will look at that 3 hour, that 3+ hour runtime, and just be like, ugh, I don't want to sit in the theater that long. Yeah, that runtime could be a big turn off for some people, because people only have so much time in the day to like watch movies, right? Because people have lives to live. Okay, not everyone can just spend hours and hours and hours in a theater. Okay, unless their schedule is like really open. So that long run time, that super long, ultra long run time, might prevent this movie from reaching greater heights. And I know I've said sometimes a long run time doesn't matter because they're playing movies that have been like 3 hours but still be huge hits. Movies like Avengers Endgame and Oppenheimer. I know that. I mean, Wicked, that movie was long. Didn't hurt it financially. But it depends on what the movie is, though. And the fact that this is like way longer than all those, all the movies I just mentioned. So that could be a bit of a turnoff for some people. They'd rather just watch it at home because of that. So, yeah, that long run time, that could be a turnoff for some people. So I will label that as a con. And I think, well, I guess I should mention there's been some controversies around this movie, particularly with the use of AI. You probably heard about this recently, where directors said they only really used AI for like to fix like I think the Hungarian dialogue that was in the movie, like to fix it up a bit. But when people see those letters AI, then that's an immediate turn off. People are just like, ew, nah. People want nothing to do with it because obviously AI has a negative reputation these days, for a lot of reasons. And the big fear is that studios will like use it to basically kill jobs. And obviously people aren't going to be too thrilled with that. And you risk having your movies feel less human as a result. So, yeah, any movie like using like AI in really any way is gonna get some negative, some negative blowback. So, I'm not saying that'll hurt its box office, but it's something to just mention because it will hurt it from like a PR perspective. So that's a con. But really, I think that's it. So opening weekend, I think it's projected to hit like 1,100 theaters. Last I remember, I'll check right now just to make sure I'm right. Let me see. Yes, a little over 1,100 theaters. I don't know what I can compare this to. I mean, it'll do a lot better than the friggin' Better Man. I'll tell you that for damn sure. I don't. I'm just gonna throw out numbers. I know I'm gonna be wrong, but I'm gonna throw them out anyway. I'm gonna say 2 to 3 million opening weekend, and then it's total. I don't know. It's 20, 30, 50. Probably more realistically, it'll probably be between like 20 and 30. But that's what I'm going to go with. And we're done with The Brutalist. Okay, so we have 4 more movies to do. I don't really care about any of them all that much. So, yeah. But yeah, stay tuned for those videos. But yeah, so that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. You want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage. all previous prediction videos I made this year and the past few years. Won't watch any of those prediction videos, you can go right ahead. That's all. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. My 2024 two-part recap that'll be next week. So winners and losers. So stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I don't think I ever talked about the Brutalist on the channel until this video. I will check right now. No. Okay. So it's 250 episodes of canceled. So if you want to binge them all from beginning to now, I highly encourage you to do that. So go do it. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.